Hey friends, welcome. January 4th, 2025. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if Jesus Christ walked among us in 2025? Imagine him navigating our modern world, stepping into crowded cities, scrolling through social media, and speaking to people facing the unique challenges of our time. What would he prioritize? How would he interact with people like you and me? Well, in this series, I'm inviting you to journey through the year, one day at a time, imagining what Jesus might do if he was here with us. Today, we're looking at January 4th, 2025, a day like any other in the calendar, yet transformed when seen through the lens of his wisdom, compassion, and purpose. So let's dive into the details of how Jesus might live this day and what it teaches us about living with love and intention in our own lives. As the first light of dawn breaks, Jesus begins his day in quiet solitude. In a busy world, he finds a still place, perhaps a quiet park, a mountaintop, or even a small room, to connect with the Father. The prayers are not just about his own strength, but for the people he will meet and the work he is called to do. In today's world, Jesus might reflect on the pace of modern life. He'd likely speak about the importance of slowing down, silencing distractions, and grounding ourselves in God's presence. Perhaps he would use this time to send out a short, reflective message through a modern platform, saying, "Start your day by seeking the kingdom first. Let everything else flow from there." Consider. Begin your day with intentionality and spiritual focus. Even a few minutes of prayer or meditation can transform your outlook and set the tone for your actions. By mid-morning, Jesus walks through the heart of the city, visiting places often overlooked: homeless shelters, food banks, or areas where people gather who are struggling with addiction or mental health issues. He doesn't rush. He pauses to listen, offering his full presence to each person. And in 2025, he might walk through a tent encampment, speaking words of hope to those who feel forgotten. Or he might volunteer at a shelter, serving food and sitting with people to hear their stories. He'd look into their eyes, reminding them of their dignity and worth. And Jesus wouldn't just address immediate needs. He'd challenge others to think about root causes, how society can better serve those on the margins. He'd say something like, "Whatever you do for the least of these, you do for me." So consider, compassion means more than charity. It's about recognizing the humanity in others and working to create systems of justice and support. As the day unfolds, a crowd gathers at a local community center, a park, or even on a live stream. Jesus speaks, weaving modern parables to convey timeless truths. Perhaps he holds up a smartphone and says, "This device can spread truth or lies. What you feed your mind will shape your heart. Use it wisely." He might tell a story about a man who spent his life chasing wealth, but lost his relationships along the way, reminding people that where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. He uses examples from modern life, workplace stress, social media addiction, and the search for meaning, to show how God's love transcends all. And Jesus wouldn't shy away from tough topics. He might challenge people to rethink their priorities, saying, "What does it profit a person to gain the whole world, but lose their soul?" Consider, this wisdom of God is all around us, waiting to be discovered. Look for lessons in your daily life and don't be afraid to share them with others. By afternoon, Jesus visits a hospital or mental health clinic. He touches the sick and prays for their healing. But his care goes beyond physical ailments. He speaks to people overwhelmed by the pressures of modern life. Parents juggling work and family, teenagers grappling with self-esteem in the age of social media, and those battling anxiety and depression. In our hyper-connected world, Jesus might address the mental and emotional toll of constant comparison, saying, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." He might offer a message of hope for those feeling isolated, saying, "You are never alone. I am with you always." And Jesus might even harness technology to reach a broader audience, hosting a virtual session where thousands could receive his message of peace and healing. Consider, true healing addresses the whole person, body, mind, and soul. Be a source of encouragement and care for those around you. As evening approaches, Jesus joins a group for a meal. It might be at a modest diner, a family's home, or even a community potluck. At the table, everyone is welcome. Friends, strangers, believers, and skeptics alike. He listens to their joys and struggles, speaking words of wisdom between bites of bread and sips of water. Over the meal, he shares a simple but profound message. Love one another as I have loved you. He emphasizes the importance of unity, forgiveness, and breaking bread together, reminding everyone that meals are sacred moments of connection. And Jesus might remind us to slow down, turn off distractions, and fully engage in conversations with those around us. Consider, meals are more than nourishment for the body. They are opportunities to build relationships and share love. So, as the day winds down, Jesus retreats once more for prayer. Under the stars or in a quiet room, he reflects on the day, thanking the Father for the people he met, the lives he touched, and the lessons he shared. His prayers are filled with gratitude and trust, knowing that tomorrow will bring new opportunities. Before resting, Jesus might leave a parting message, perhaps through a simple post or note, encouraging others to reflect on their own day. He might say, "What seeds of love did you plant today? Carry them forward into tomorrow." And Jesus would remind us that rest is not a weakness, but a gift. It's an act of trust that God is working even when we pause. So consider, end your day with gratitude and reflection, acknowledging the blessings and lessons you encountered today, and trust that God is guiding your steps. So, as we reflect on January 4th, 2025, we see a day infused with meaning, love, and intention. Jesus shows us how to live in our fast-paced, often fragmented world by staying connected to God, serving others, and finding grace in the ordinary. But what about tomorrow? What challenges would Jesus face in an ever-changing world? What new lessons would he teach? Come back tomorrow as we continue this journey of imagining a day in the life of Christ in 2025. Until then, let his example guide your actions, and remember, every day is an opportunity to walk closer with him. Before we leave, I'd like to pause. I'd like to offer a prayer for the needs, intentions, and hopes that you currently hold in your heart. I'll lead. Are you ready? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Remember, every day is an opportunity to walk closer with Jesus. We'll be back tomorrow with January 5th, and I can't wait to speak with you, friends. Have a beautiful day. Don't forget, hug your family. They love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.